Assistant gets his notes out again. He's kept a close eye on Telford in recent weeks, and they've come here 4-3-3, and I think they want to put this tie to bed in this first leg today at Bootham Crescent. But Telford's still hanging on in there. We're only a goal behind at half-time, and we're underway. It's the FA Trophy semi-final live here on BBC Radio Shropshire. Back into the Telford defence. Whitehead clears it up towards the halfway line. Here's Purkiss. Now Mackin whips it down that right wing. Cowan does well there, cushions the ball back into the hands of Ryan Young.
Yeah, it's going to take a huge effort. The problem that Telford have got, you look at the bench, there's 3 injured players, or players coming back from injury. There's a retired goalkeeper, and there's a kid that's only played, 20 minutes or so in the whole season. So it's not going to be easy to change around. The only thing they can change is probably the formation with the 11 they've got out there. But I guess if they keep it at 1-0 going into the York away fixture, then at least they've got half a chance with the likes of, hopefully, Bertram coming back, obviously Leaborn to come back as well. So it's not all over yet. You know, there's a long way to go in this tie, and Telford, if they can keep it as it is, or maybe even better, and score. I mean, a shot would be nice, wouldn't it, against York, who've been fairly comfortable.
Here's Mackin again. Played well just in the holding position in that midfield. Gets it back to McWilliams. Lost the ball forward. Turner's underneath it. Heads it away well. Here's Keeler. Keeler clears it up towards the halfway line. Brown back towards Blakeman. Blakeman again forced to the ground. I just don't know what he's got on his boots, whether he's wearing blades or proper studs, but a few Telford players have struggled today, keeping their footing. Here's Adams though. Blakeman, lovely pass towards his right hand side, cushioned it. Now Turner's got a chance. The Telford fans urging him on. Good ball towards the back post. Brown's there with a header, waiting for it. Adams, ball still in there. Meredith, more. Oh, he gets in each other's way, and the free kick's going to be given. It's given by the referee. Linesman's flag stayed down.
It was given for Meredith as well, and again, I can't understand how it is a free kick. The ball's gone over. It's just, it's a man's game. This referee's got to learn it's a man's game. The ball's gone over. 2 honest, I would say professionals. I guess James Meredith is still a professional, isn't he? But 2 honest players going for the ball. Meredith gets on the end of it. The referee gives a free kick.
Ball back into the Telford half. Whitehead wins the header. Here's Adams. Square pass to Turner. Playing right wing back for Telford today. 5-3-2. We'll recap the team in just a second. Moore holds up play though. Gets it back to Adams. Midway inside for York half. Turns. Jostles. Finds Rogers. Rogers lets it go through his legs. And now has to fight to get it back. He's got 2 players around him. McBreen to Rusk. Chips it over. Here's Brodie on this left-hand side. Whitehead steps across to get him. Boyes is there. Adams has to run back to keep him marked. Brodie with a chance to get the ball in. Poor one though. And Keeler slams it out of play up towards our commentary box. The Telford team, Ryan Young in goal. Jimmy Turner right back. Meredith left back. Cowan, Whitehead and Keeler in defence. Adams, Rogers, Blakeman in midfield. And Brown and Moore up front.
Well, it's again gifted to York possession, wasn't it? It's, well, I thought that was a free kick actually. Gavin Cowan seemed to be coming through the back of, I'm not sure if it was Brodie. I think it was Brodie actually, and nothing given from the referee. Telford still with the ball.
Brown to Blakeman inside the centre circle. Plays it into a bit of space for Turner to run onto. Adams is waiting behind him. Turner wants to inject it early. Poor ball in though. Here's Rogers. Still very nervy football by the Bucks, you get a sense of. A few times they've got themselves into positions, and you would have thought with the moves Telford have made, Steve, York, with the way they've distributed the ball, would have made more of it.
Well, they look to be now, don't they? Again, given the way from Telford. I think Whitehead that time the guilty party, but it's just not good enough in the midfield for me in Telford. You know, they're just. It's simple things as well. Get your foot on the ball, get your head up, see what's on. You know, don't just tap it away or let it go through your legs or just miscontrol it. It's easy said, but it really is just the basics that Telford are lacking at the moment.
Well, they're trailing by 1 goal. Still Gillingham 1, Shrewsbury 0, just over half-time there, of course. You can listen to Stuart Dunn and Steve Cross on 96 FM here on BBC Radio Shropshire, your #1 station for sport in the county. It's going to be a free kick this time for Telford on the just in front of the halfway line. Ryan Young will take it, the linesman making sure he's level with where the free kick should be taken from. Whitehead is pointing, just getting Keeler to go forward a bit. I think Keeler may want it short, but I think Young wants to just get this forward and get it into the danger areas. Meredith's high on the left-hand side. Brown, Karen's right up there for Telford, the central defender. In comes the ball. Karen's got 3 players around him. Couldn't win the header. Keeler, though, cushions it to the feet of Turner. Whips it in. Maybe a chance for Carl Rogers. And he runs through the keeper. Couldn't keep his balance, but that very nearly fell for Telford. Nearly a chance of an equaliser.
Well, it's better from Telford. I mean, just winning the second ball there, really. You know, the ball came in again, not the best of free kicks, headed away. But Rogers it was, wasn't it, on the run. I think the spin just took the ball away out of his path, but much better from Telford from set piece.
Still there, yet to trouble Michael Ingram inside of the York City goal there, aren't they? And they need to get more shots in. Cowan in defence. Got to be careful not to do too much. There's a poor pass, a chance for Brody. He's going to get a shot in. Turns Keeler. Keeler gets a vital foot in. And Cowan's done that a few times now this year. Cowan's having a go at Whitehead and then says sorry. I think Cowan finally realised that was really sloppy play. It's a couple of times he's done it this season, Gavin Cowan, who normally is excellent. He's normally one of the best defenders in the Blue Square North.
Well, it could have been the tie over for me, that. You know, Richard Brody should have done better. It was a brilliant challenge in the end again from Keeler. He's had a few really good challenges, but in the first half I thought that the challenges he did put in, he probably should have put in earlier.
Well, shot from nowhere taken by the keeper Ingram, and he did well. That's the first shot on goal, and Ingram did well to catch it in front of his eyes, and he'll now look to get this forward. It's up towards Adams. Turner will try and get a foot in. Keeler gets another touch. Well played, Indy Keeler, that tackle. Still thinking about that, Steve.
Well, again,
Telford going close there, though.
It could be a match winner, you know, that could be the difference between Telford going to Wembley and not going to Wembley as the ball goes through again from Telford. A brilliant attempt at a goal from John Adams. First shot of the game, really, for Telford. And, you know, they've just got to build from that, you feel.
Oh, Adams with that strike. Blakeman goes down. He doesn't look too good either. McBreen on him. It's going to be a free kick for Telford. Mr. Cook, the referee, steps across. Keeler has a few words of a ref as he walks past him. It's going to be a free kick for Telford, though. And still Telford 0, York City 1. I'm going to say something controversial now, Steve, but 1-0 to York. Would Telford possibly take that now, going to the Kit Kat Crescent?
As it is, possibly. Before this game, no. I think you know, you've got to get yourself level and hope that you get a 1-0 away. But saying that, 1-0 does give you a chance, and I guess you don't play with any fear, because
good ball in again. Cowan wins it next to the penalty spot. There's more. Strikes the foot of Brown off his shins. He couldn't deflect it goalwards. He was on the ground as he was, and he goes past that post. And Telford very close to getting an equaliser in the semi-final of his FA Trophy.
Well, so unlucky there, Telford. That time from Brown, as I say, the ricochet. Seen those go in. When you're playing well, when you're winning games, those do go in. But at the moment, Telford not in the best run of form, and unfortunately, Andy Brown can only see that one wide.
Well, he's on the ground, wasn't he, Steve? He did ever so well to get his foot onto it in the end.
Well, it's not the best of ball from Andy Brown, and straight away York apply the pressure again.
They're on their right wing. Ball's kept in. Here's Brody. Telford would love to have somebody like Brody in their ranks, wouldn't they? Here's Meredith, clears it on loan from Shrewsbury Town, a left wing back for Telford, playing 5-3-2 this afternoon. It seems like the whole of Wellington and Telford are here today. Superb atmosphere. It's all about the community. It'd be a big lift for the local area to get to Wembley. What a day that would be. Here comes Turner. You can feel all the tension from the fans. They're getting behind the team now. It's Gillingham 2, Shrewsbury 0. We're just hearing another big game in League 2. Shrewsbury are struggling again on the road in what you would have thought would have been a turning point in their season if they could beat Gillingham today. Substitution's going to be made. They're forced into making it. Boyes is going off, and it looks like it's going to be David McGirt coming on, a defender who's been suffering with injuries. So it looks like it may be a tactical change by Martin Foyle, which is very surprising but good for Telford.
Well, he's a quality defender though, McGirt. He has been injured, but he's certainly highly rated amongst the York faithful. Again, he's been highlighted as one of the not danger men but key men for York, and you know, Telford, it's going to be difficult to get beyond him.
Turner will have a throw in not too far outside the penalty area. Here's Blakeman Blakeman pushed out. Last Steve Bowyer about from a tactical point of view in just a second. Blakeman again goes to the ground. He's battling. He's working really hardly in Blakeman in midfield. The midfield, in fact, in his second half, is playing much better. They're settled into this game. Throw-in's taken. McBreen wins a header. Rusk, the goal scorer after 10 minutes. Lays it off to his right-hand side. He is the right back. Gets himself forward there. Ben Purkiss. They give it away, though. And now York are making the mistakes. Good ball down the left wing. Brown chasing it down. Forced out to play by McGurk. It's going to be a throw-in. Are you surprised that Martin Foyle's decided to go and change and take a midfielder off, an attacking midfielder, and bring a defender on?
It's 4-4-2 now, isn't it? It looks to be a switch around a little bit from York. They're not going as gung-ho as they were in the first half, trying to get it out to Richard Brodie. Brodie's actually now gone to the right-hand side of as a striker, the right-sided striker, rather than on the left as he was in the first half. And Daniel McBreen, up alongside Brodie, has gone to the left-hand side.
Can only be good news for Telford, though, Steve.
Yes, it can in a way. I mean, you know, they're obviously going to be a bit more negative, which invites Telford on them. It's whether Telford can take advantage. Hopefully they can. Moore's
playing well in the second half as well. It's a much better performance by Telford. And who knows, they could get a goal back in this tie. McGurk gets a touch though. Keeler gets there first ahead of McBreen. Turner on the right-hand side, gives it away, and then runs through to try and get the ball back. Here's McBreen. Keeler's caught out of position. Cowan and Whitehead are marking Brodie. McBreen chips it through. Cowan's got to be careful to make sure he knows where people are, and does well to clear that over his right shoulder back into the York half. Then Parslow with a poor first touch goes down to play the York City captain. Telford have a throw in.
It's important that Telford keep going in this game. You know, they're playing much better now. They're starting to get to grips with the game. Keeler's really coming to his own as in the first 12 minutes of this second half. You'd expect them to be playing with confidence, but you don't want to overboil it a little bit and give the likes of Richard Brodie a chance.
Steve Bowyer alongside me, Nick Sample, here on BBC Radio Shropshire, your AFC Telford United commentary team. That's going to be a free kick for Telford, surely. Well, the referee's given a goal kick. Well, Moore was pulled down. It did take a final touch off Moore, but the referee, for me, should have given a free kick for Telford.
It's one of those, isn't it? Anywhere else on the field, anywhere else at all, and it's a free kick or a penalty. But because the ball's going out for a goal kick, he's quite clearly all over Lee Moore there. Lee Moore has touched it past him. He's done well to keep hold of it, and in the end it goes behind for a goal kick. But once again, anywhere else on the field, it's a free kick. It's a ridiculous, unwritten law in football. I cannot understand it.
Doesn't take much for you to have a go at a referee, though, does it? But I agree. In
fairness, I'd be saying the same if Cowan did it. I would, because I've always thought it's a stupid law of football. It's not even a law of football. It's just an unwritten law that referees, for some reason, don't give a free kick in that position.
Well, there's Parslow even pushing it back on Brown, but, you know, you would expect, the referee to give that sometimes, but he didn't. And here come York, though. Here's... right, for number 15, switches it to the left-hand side. Here's Brodie. Brodie may get a chance to shoot. Saved by Ryan Young on the back post. A golden opportunity, and it could have been a second. And I think it may have been Simon Rusk who continued his run on that right-hand side. In fact, I think it may have been McBreen in the end who got the shot in. Rusk with the initial ball over to Brodie, but McBreen sprays it over.
That's two real sitters that York have missed in this second half, isn't it? I mean, Indy Keeley with a fantastic challenge earlier on in the second half, but that for me, again, that could be the difference between taking York through and Telford going through, if Telford can bounce back from the early goal.
Throw in for Telford. Now the referee has been called over towards the other side. It may be because Rob Smith and Larry Chambers may have said something they shouldn't have done. A fourth official comes onto the pitch, so a bit of confusion here. Martin Naylor's looking to come on for Telford. I think the Bucks are ready to make a change, and actually bringing Naylor on will be a good move for Telford because he's good on set pieces. Whatever happened between the fourth official and the referee, nothing else is going to be said, I don't think. Charlton have got an equaliser against Wolves at Molineux. Zeze has scored for Charlton, easy for you to say. And an equaliser for the team who is struggling in the Championship against Wolves, the leaders. Turner takes a throw in to Adams. Not sure what the referee was doing there. Turner's tackled, throw in right next to his corner flag.
No idea, but obviously important enough to take 2 minutes of the precious time in the second half.
And it comes towards the near post. Brown flicks it on, headed away by Mackin inside that 6-yard box, up towards the halfway line. Cowan did well there against McBreen, just using his weight to make sure the ball went away from him. Now Ryan Young clears it up towards the halfway line. We've had nearly 14 minutes gone of this second half. Still Telford 0, York City 1. Gillingham are still beating Shrewsbury by 2-0 as well. That's on 96 FM with Stuart Dunn and Steve Cross. McBreen spreads it over towards his left-hand side. Here's Robinson. Now McWilliams gets forward. Good challenge by Adams. And it's going to be a throw-in. Adams has got to be careful. You don't get a caution here.
Well, it did look like it took a touch off the York man, but it's a sort of bobbled out of play. Not really a clean touch, but yeah, you're right. You know,
ball still in there. Surely a handball. Brody shot. It goes wide. Well, it was a blatant handball.
And he, nearly caught it there. I think he was playing volleyball there, Richard Brody, but thankfully the referee sees that one and Telford can get it underway again with a free kick this time.
Young plants the ball inside that D, just outside the penalty area. And he comes now. Ball up towards the right channel. Brown's beaten in the air by the captain, Parslow. And York now under pressure, aren't they? You can see definitely two banks of four sitting really deep. The two forwards, McBreen and Brody, staying high. And Telford need to use this space.
Yeah, they do. They need to get it out wide and get in behind York. They're certainly playing better in the second half. They needed to. I thought they were asleep a little bit in the first. I'm
just surprised, Steve, by Martin Foyle's tactics to bring on a defender. We were led to believe they were coming here to try and seal this tie in the second half. Maybe he felt as more comes forward, it's going to be a goal kick. Maybe he felt that Telford were coming into it.
Yeah, maybe. I think he certainly sensed that. It was good defending that time from Danny Parslow. That's more like it from Lee Moore. You know, he's really running the channels well. He's trying to put some pressure on. I think, as you say, the tactic from York City. They probably did see Telford coming into it a little bit, and they wanted to change it and maybe thwart them a little bit. But it's playing into Telford's hands somewhat. It's whether they can get that all-important breakthrough. Telford committed too many players forward there. Brown and Rogers just getting tangled up. Naylor's ready to come on. Everton have conceded a goal against Stoke City. Everton 2, Stoke 1 in that game. Ryan Shawcross has scored there, and now Telford have a free kick pulled back. And now they want to get Naylor on quickly here, Steve, for him to take this set piece. They're going to get him on in time, are they? I'm not sure the referee is aware that he's ready to come on, but he certainly is. The fourth official just having a word with Robin Larry, saying that they've got to get him ready, and well, ready he seems to be. But it will be John Adams to take this one right-footed. Adams waiting to take this one. Shrewsbury still 2 goals down against Gillingham. Telford 0, York City 1. The FA Trophy semi-final. First leg here at the New Ted. This could be a big moment in this tie. Adams gets the free kick in. Cowan wins a header. Goes high in the air. Ingram keeps it in just next to that post. And he did well, the keeper, just to make sure he was aware where the ball was. It's Bolton 1, Fulham 2 in the Premier League as well. Much better free kick that time from Telford. John Adams, well, he used to take him all the time for Telford. I'm not sure why he's not taking him all the time now, but he took that one, and a good free kick. Cowan couldn't quite get on the end of it though. 18 minutes gone. Telford will finally get a chance to make this substitution if the referee looks across. Larry Chambers throwing his arms up in the air, isn't too happy. Now his arms go onto his hips. Again waves across to the referee, and the substitution is going to be made. Martin Naylor will be coming on. Jimmy Turner will be going off, and Turner isn't too happy, but that's the right decision for me. I think Naylor will come into his right back position. They'll try and push him forward. Now it's 4-4-2 and use him on the set pieces, because they had lots in the first half and they didn't make the most of it. No, they didn't. He's obviously frustrated. Jimmy Turner, for everyone who knows him, knows that he likes to be on the field and playing as much as possible. He's clearly not happy to be subbed there, and kicks out in frustration a little bit. But it's he's walked straight past Rob Smith, and not too good from Jimmy Turner. That one needs to take it a bit better. He threw his shirt away as well into the dugout, but a very passionate player. He really is a big player here for Telford, and didn't quite go his way today. Not sure if he realises the dressing rooms are the other way as well. He's walking towards the hutch. Naylor takes his throw in though. It's a long one. 2 of the York players getting in each other's way. Cleared by Rusk.
And now Turner's just warming down next to the corner flag. Brown heads it on, Moore waiting for it, Meredith's high in there, Adams in there, 3 players in there waiting for Telford, cleared by Mackin. They're getting the ball into danger areas, just need to make the most of it now. Still Telford 0, York City 1. Good to have you with us if you're listening on DAB Digital Radio, or of course online at bbc.co.uk/Shropshire. Brown just caught offside. That's also the same website. You can keep up to date with AFC Telford United and Shrewsbury Town sports news. Click on sport on the left hand side, and all our sporting interviews are contained within the sports pages there as well, and updated on a daily basis. Free kick vote for York. And also, they'll be making a substitution, Steve.
Yeah, it's surprising as well. They're taking Richard Brodie off, who certainly first half really had Telford running ragged. Maybe not done so in the second half, but on in his place. I'm told his nickname's Onamo Mr. Sitter Sodje, because he tends to miss 1 or 2 sitters during his time at York City. Hopefully that's the case again today.
Not sure if he's a relation of Akpo Sodje. He used to be a striker at Port Vale. Of course, Martin Foyle was there when Akpo Sodje was playing up front for the Valiants. But he's playing up front today, and it's going to be a throw-in for York City. So getting himself involved straight away. And a bit of a different prospect for Cowan and Whitehead to contend with up front. In comes another long throw-in. Ball goes across the 6-yard box. Sodje, oh, it's gone into the bottom left-hand corner. It's taken a deflection off the right back. I think it was there by Ben Purkiss. And how York have managed to get a second there, I just do not know.
Smash and grab, that's all it's been from York, unfortunately. And again, a set piece comes in, it seems to have taken a deflection. It doesn't really matter how it goes in, and unfortunately for Telford, they've really have got it all to do now when they look so pretty good in the second half. 21 minutes in now in the second half, so still 25 on the clock in the first leg of this game. But you have to say, going to York City 2-0 down, there's only going to be one winner, and that's going to be York, unfortunately.
Telford 0, York City 2. BBC Radio Shropshire, the FA Trophy live on your number 1 station. Naylor now, push forward. Telford really do need to get a goal back. For York City fans are making themselves heard towards our right-hand side. Lots of deflated fans. Telford looking to come straight back at York City though. Here's Sodje. Keeler gets a foot in. Rogers in midfield. Brown flicks it on, looking for Adams. Cleared though by McWilliams up towards the halfway line.
I mean, Telford have had no luck whatsoever in this game again, have they? The deflection off Andy Brown, which could go in. They've had a half chance to speak of, but it's just so frustrating when you've thrown a lot at York and still they go the other end and score what is a fairly spawny goal.
Blakeman though keeps the ball, looks for Brown. Moore, it goes to ground just at the wrong time inside the penalty area. It's going to be cleared by McWilliams.
Got to be stronger there, Lee Moore. The ball came across, he cushioned it well. Again, that was frustrating really, because he'd done all the hard work but not staying on his feet.
Throw in for Telford. Cowan will wait to take it. Rob Smith is standing there, probably a bit shell-shocked because it's been all Telford in this second half, and it's gone right against the run of play. Ball's up towards the York half. Whitehead wins a header. Oh, push on the back on Rogers. Couldn't do anything there against the goal scorer in the first half, Rusk. Ball's back through the centre circle. Here's Whitehead. A lot of deflated fans around us here at the moment. Ryan Young clears it. But you've got to remember, Steve, Telford were on the verge of going through against Southend here, and Southend got a late equaliser. You never know, it sometimes turns back into your own favour.
No, that's it, and I suppose York could come away and they've gone for it and they've gone 2-0 up. It's whether Telford can either bounce back in this game or the next at York City. I mean, obviously York are going to be favourites in that game, clear favourites as well. It can't be any more than 2, that's for sure. And Gavin Cowan gets away with that one, actually. Just hoofs the ball high in the sky. Daniel McBreen with a flick on, but Sodje couldn't read it, and behind back to Ryan Young in the Telford goal.
24 minutes of the second half gone. Telford 0, York 2. Moore looks to flick it on. Meredith staying high. Moore shapes to shoot. Oh, it goes over. Wasn't too far away either, Lee Moore. Snapshot, decided to have a go at goal, and it just went over. Ingram had it covered. But that's what Telford need to do. They need to really test this York City goalkeeper Ingram, which they haven't done so far in this game.
No, they haven't. It's been, largely disappointing in front of goal. They haven't really had the chances. They've been marshalled well by the back four of York and not really been able to offer too much. You have to say that if Danny Carey-Bertram, it is all ifs, but if he'd have been on the field, then they'd probably had more of a chance of scoring. But unfortunately, he's not. And well, that's poor defending again from Cowan. Gets away with it again. Strong defending that time from Cowan. At the second time of asking, Ryan Young can grasp it. Moses
Ashikodi has struck the bar for Shrewsbury, and they're still winning by 2-0. Martin Naylor looks to make a late run. He's called offside. Moses Ashikodi going close for Shrewsbury Town. A reminder, that's on 96 FM with Stuart Dunn and Steve Cross in another big game here on BBC Radio Shropshire. Free kick here for York City. And Larry Chambers shielding his eyes from the sun, which again pokes out from behind the cloud. It's very sad, Steve, isn't it? I mean, we feel deflated because we saw that goal really was a smash and grab.
Yeah, it was. It was very fluky as well, wasn't it? But again, it doesn't matter how it goes in. Telford have got to respond twice.
Brown holds it up. He's sitting a bit deeper. Wynn catches hold of that one, plays quite a nice crossfield ball though. Here's Naylor. Naylor lofts it forward, looking for Rogers, headed out of play. There's a few Telford players on the pitch today where you can see the script being made. Somebody like Naylor coming back, who you thought actually wasn't going to play for the rest of the season, which we forgot to say. Well,
it would be great.
Or Lee Moore.
It would be great if Telford could just snatch one back now.
Naylor with a long throw towards the near post. Keeper drops it. It's gone in. The referee's disallowed it, and that was a fair challenge right in front of the goalkeeper. Controversial stuff by Mr. Cook, the referee, and he hasn't had the best of games, the referee, for me today. Stuart Whitehead's going to get himself booked, and Telford have had a goal disallowed.
It's over his head. The keeper's he's just over his head. I can't understand. How many times the keeper's going to be let off by poor decision making? He came for it, got nowhere near it. There's a Telford man standing underneath it. That is an awful decision, referee. And I tell you what, that's really spoilt the occasion for me. Poor decision, referee.
Well, the referee has got that completely wrong. He has got it wrong. And that should have been the goal for Telford. Ingram made a complete hash of it. I can't remember which Telford player put it in the end. It went into the top left-hand corner. But the referee, who I'm normally very favourable towards, has got that completely wrong today.
Well, he's had a stinker today, hasn't he? He's had a stinker. Hopefully that'll be the response that Telford need, the backs to the wall stuff. Come forward, still Telford.
Cowan into the area, headed away by McWilliams. They're sitting very deep now, still a long way to go. Just under 20 minutes. Naylor injects it back in. Meredith wins a header, goes high in the air, just outside the area. Meredith again, Brown's there, ball's cleared. Foyle sits down, just watching proceedings, the York City manager. Here come York again, Mackin down the line. Karen has to clear it. It's going to be a throw in for the away team.
And he's not given a free kick for Lee Moore. When the centre half is all over Lee Moore, the ball goes behind for a goal kick and it's given. And now he's given the softest free kick you could imagine for the fact that Michael Ingram has misjudged. Let's face it, he's misjudged the cross. The ball's come in. He's got behind it. He's got in front of it, sorry. The ball's got behind him. And it's been a simple
cross towards the back post. McBreen's waiting for it. Maybe another chance. Cleared off the line. It was cleared by Whitehead. Heroics from Stuart Whitehead. The shot in the end from McBreen. And it goes back in towards the York City penalty area. And very nearly this semi-final could have been over.
It certainly could. I mean, that time Telford get a stroke of luck. But just haven't had the rub of the green today. The decisions from the referee. The actual play, that deflection, but again York City coming forward looking ominous now.
Sodje keeps it in next to the byline. Lots of players waiting for it. They might try and get a third here. Takes a deflection. Young catches it. He'll throw it out early. Naylor's got lots of room in front of him. They're urging him forward. He keeps it in. Martin Naylor, the player they thought wouldn't play for the rest of the season, gets the ball in towards the back post. Brown gets a header in. Saved by Ingram. What a ball in by Martin Naylor. Brown with a header. Naylor. Ingram diving to his left-hand side. It's still Telford 0, York 2.
Well, one from the cameras for Michael Ingram there. It looked to go straight at him, but he took an age to dive to his left-hand side. But much better from Telford. You know, bit of urgency shown from Ryan. That is an awful challenge. And I tell you what, referee, if that's not a yellow card, then you should give up refereeing.
Well, he's not going to book him, I don't think at all. Naylor is down injured.
That is abysmal decision again from referee. I mean, again, Andy Brown, very similar challenge, has come straight through the player in the first half, and he was yellow carded. Where's the yellow card? Where's the consistency? That's all we ask for. It's all the management ask for. It's all the fans ask for. Can we have it, please, referee?
Thoughts there of Steve Bowyer, our match summariser here on BBC Radio Shropshire alongside me, Nick Staffel. Ball's back into the penalty area. Brown will try and keep it in, goes out for a goal kick. And the Telford fans certainly making themselves heard. The attendance 2,792, which is a very good attendance indeed in the FA Trophy semi-final. It's going to be a goal kick for York City. Still Wolves 1, Charlton 1 in the Championship. Gillingham 2, Shrewsbury Town 0. The Shrews look as if they're on the way to another defeat on the road. Only won once away this season in the league. It's now Arsenal 2, Blackburn 0. And Arshavon's got his second for the Gunners for Arsene Wenger's side. Of course, earlier in the day, Liverpool beat Manchester United emphatically at Old Trafford as well. And a substitution's been made. And York City have made yet another change as this goal kick is taken into the Telford half. Keeler heads it forward. Adams is held down. McBreen's there. Rusk, the goal scorer, has gone off. Mackin over to the right-hand side to the fellow goal scorer, the man who has been injured, Ben Purkiss, for right back of all people, to get the second for York. Brown looks to run it down the line, peels a handball. Referee doesn't give it, right in front of him. Here's Soche. Whitey gets a tackle in. Soche gets the ball back. Here's Mackin just into the Telford half. Here they come again, York on the right-hand side. Another chance to get a cross in. Cowan steps across. Purkiss towards the corner flag. Gets a nice ball in towards the near post. Nobody there, though.
Nobody there, thankfully, for Telford. And Ryan Young, well, looks to get it away first time, does so, but no one near it. And only Lee Moore scampering away from the right-hand side back to the left. Can go anywhere near it, but I'm not sure whether Andy Brown's labouring a little bit.
Well, I'm sure he will be. He's not 100% fit. He's got an Achilles injury, which affects his heel and his foot as well. But missing Danny Curry-Bertram, aren't they, today, Telford, and also Lee Vaughan?
Yeah, you can count the number of players that they're missing probably on two hands, let alone one. But York with themselves with selection problems, you know, players that are cup-tied, players that are injured, players that are suspended. So it's not really been about that to Telford today. I think it's just been a case of they haven't had the luck. Hopefully that's going to change late on in this game or in the second game, because they don't deserve for me to be 2-0 down. York have had their chances, but Telford really have been fairly comfortable apart from the two goals.
Mackin goes to Grant with Rogers. Brown, he rides in between two players, gives it away. And now York give it away. Soche's been asked to do too much there, really. Keeler will try and shield it out of play and does well. Soche not the striker that Brodie is he?
No, he's not. He offers a bit more pace, but certainly not as tall, not as physical as Brodie. As I say, I'm a little bit surprised that he went off, but he did, and Telford have got something different to respond against. They're starting to do that. They should have been back to 2-1, but unfortunately, thanks to the referee, they're not.
Adams just drops a bit deeper into the Telford defence to try and get the ball. Whitehead lofts it forward, looking for Meredith, who has played very high actually in the second half, making a run, but they defend well there, York City, and taken by the keeper Ingram. Of course, York City struggling in the Blue Square Premier, 18th, trying to stay away from the relegation zone. And they've had their troubles this season. Martin Foyle has criticised his squad on a number of occasions. Just hearing that Stevenage are doing very well against Ebbsfleet, 2-0 in that game. In the other of this semi-final of the FA Trophy, Telford have a throw in, and Naylor wants the ball thrown to him, and now has a go at the steward.
Well, he's got a point. I mean, he's just sat on his backside there, not made any attempt to get the ball and get it flowing again. That was what Martin Naylor was saying to him.
Brown's held down again there by the defender Parslow. Blakeman back to Cowan. They'll look to try and switch it towards that left-hand side. Meredith, midway inside the York half. Tackled. Now a chance. 3-on-3. Telford getting shirts back. Oh, he's played. Oh no, he's just caught offside. Soche. Oh, for a moment then the linesman took his time. Took a Telford appeal for it to be given.
Well, I think Telford have got away with that one for me. Soche onside there. It looked to be just crossed over as the back four now it is that Telford are playing has stepped up. But it's an interesting one that Telford maybe get away with that time.
We're hearing that Shrewsbury have been awarded a penalty against Gillingham. They're trailing by 2 goals to 0 in League 2. And they've scored, but it's had to be retaken. So we'll let you know what happens there. Grant Holt from the penalty spot, I'm sure it will be. Goal kick here for Ingram to take. Still Telford 0, York City 2. And we've got 10 minutes exactly left of this game to go. We need a late goal from Telford to keep their hopes alive in the second leg. Whitehead wins a header. Mackin gets it forward, beating the offside trap this time. McBreen doesn't fall nicely for him. Soji waiting. Well, the clearance was struck against Soji and fell back to Ryan Young. But again, haven't looked too good, have they, in defence Telford today? Brown gets in behind the York defenders. Ingram catches it though.
Well, he knew that if he'd have jumped with the keeper, he'd have been given a foul against him. I think that's what was the problem with Andy Brown. But Telford had just got to go for it, and they are doing. You know that they're not settling for 2-0. They're trying to get it back to 2-1 and maybe throw it away, and York can get the third. But they've got to go for it. That's for sure.
Shrewsbury have scored. It's Gillingham 2, Shrewsbury 1. Grant Holt from a penalty spot. Wolves have scored as well. Wolves 2, Charlton 1. Another goal going in. Sylvan Ebanks Blake scored yet another for Mick McCarthy's side. Chris Uwaluma with the first. Here come York though, steaming through into the Telford half. Soche waiting for it. Purkiss makes a late run. Cowan gets back and gets a late challenge in. Ball had already gone out to play. It's going to be a goal kick, and what a sign this is for Telford. Simon forced it coming on. He's only played once this season, and that really is good news to see him coming onto the field.
Well, it is, but it also says how stretched Telford are at the moment. You know, caused it with what was it at one point, a career-threatening injury to his knee. Just a bit of a niggle more than anything. It's not anything that anyone can put a finger on, and that's been the frustrations for Forsyth really. But well, back in a Telford shirt, and not before too long.
Yeah, one of my favourite players last year, it's got to be said. I'm a really big fan of Simon Forsdick, so I'm looking forward to watching him play in the latter part of his game. Naylor down the line to Adams. Forsdick waiting on the back post, more on a near post. Or Naylor with a slight conversion, I think it's fair to say. That one would do well at Twickenham. It's going to be a goal kick though. Again, the York fans are making themselves heard. A lot of stewards making their way over towards the Frank Naggington stand as well. 8 minutes left. Telford 0, York City 2. Steve Bowyer, can Telford nick one towards the end?
Well, you feel they have to if they've got a chance of going to Wembley. I think that's fair to say, but they're still going for it. Well, they're giving away from York, and every time that Telford give the ball away, and it seems York are straight on the end of it, not just with not just obviously giving it away to York, but also they're backing it up with numbers as well.
It's going to be another throw-in for Telford, midway inside their own half. A lot of frustration, a lot of tension still here at the New Bucks Head. Haven't really had too much to cheer apart from the goal, which we thought should have been given, and then it wasn't. It's going to be another throw-in. Telford still creeping forward down this right wing. They need to make something happen. Somebody needs to come up with a magical moment, which we'll all be talking about at the end of this game.
Well, it'd be great if it could be Simon Forsdick, wouldn't it?
It really would. Naylor waits to take this throw in. Cowan's at the near post. Rogers is there as well. In it comes. Headed away though. Adams has to sprint to get there ahead of Soje. Gets it to Keeler. York. Oh, Keeler's giving it away. Goes down to play for a throw in.
It's a bit of a bobble that he's playing in, but just eye off the ball a little bit. And unfortunately for Telford again, York had their numbers back then. They knew that Telford had the ball in possession. They knew they were trying to look to come forward, but again given away, unfortunately.
Robinson takes a throw in. McBreen gets in behind Whitehead, shoots, and strikes the back of the stand. Ambitious. It's going to be a goal kick for Telford. Onka Desai, our roving reporter, is waiting to speak to fans after the game as well. And it's full time between TNS and Aberystwyth. It's 1-1 in that game in the Welsh Premier. Brown wins for header, headed clear back in towards the centre circle. McBreen's there again. Cowan against Sojay wins the ball. Here's Blakeman. Back to Whitehead. Whitehead passes it to the feet of Moore. He's gone a bit quiet in the last 10 minutes. Had a decent second half though. Wants it back down the line. Naylor can't get it towards him. Just banged me knee on the side here. Thought that was coming up here then. And it's going to be a throw in.
Again, Telford going for it, and we have to say that, you know, 5.5, 6 minutes left on the clock, and Telford have to get a goal back to stand any chance.
He's there. Go on, Martin. He's going through up against Robinson. Blakeman keeps it in. Still another chance. Blakeman's tackled though. Just thought there that Naylor was going to get himself into a position, and actually he had 3 players around him. They would have been caught there, but he couldn't get the ball back.
No, he couldn't, but Naylor really has changed things around, hasn't he? Gone more direct now, Telford.
And it comes to the back post. Headed clear again. They're defending very well in this second half, York City, must be said. Cowan back to Whitehead inside the centre circle. The strikers are dropping deeper as well now. It's over towards the left wing. Ball's cleared. Telford have another throw in though. Up towards the edge of the area. Adams will take it.
Well, again, the clock's ticking away, isn't it? And all the more in York's favour. But if Telford can respond and get that all-important goal, then who knows for the second leg? But it's a big question to ask of them.
Brown does well to get it to Blakeman. Blakeman shapes to shoot. And he can't get it in. No power behind it. Saved by Ingram. And another chance goes begging for Telford. They have had their chances in this second half. Moore had a shot. Brown was on the ground. His shot deflected after 52 minutes. Then Moore having another shot just before 70 minutes going over the bar. But then the disallowed goal just moments after. Naylor with a throw in towards the near post. Ingram dropped it. It was finally put in. Referee said it was a foul on Ingram, the goalkeeper, and it was disallowed. Here's McBreen now. Looks to shoot again. Caught it fairly well. It was wide. Strikes for Marshall behind the goal. It's going to be a goal kick.
Yeah, it's again showing the quality of it. Daniel McBreen there just allowed the ball to just do the work really and put his foot straight through it. We were at a good angle, could see it was clearly going wide of Ryan Young's left-hand post.
Good to see Telford fans listening on their DAB digital radios, the portable ones as well inside the ground today, listening to our match commentary. Also people listening online at bbc.co.uk/Strops here, especially people on Butch Chat as well. Ball back to Brown. Brown's tackled. Another throw in. Surely this pressure's got to count in Telford's favour at some point now. Forsdick gets it back, looks to get it through to Brown. Another throw in, Steve.
Nice, good play from Forsdick. Takes it early as well.
Brown gets it in behind the defenders. Couldn't get it through to Blakeman, waiting at the near post. Poor final ball. Forsdick gets it in though towards the near post. Flicked on by Brown. Goes behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, couldn't really do much more with that one. Andy Brown didn't really have the option to leave it either because York City, well, 4 or 5 players were behind him and in the end behind for a goal kick. And the frustrating thing is it's been better in the second half, but again, you have to say it's good finishing from York that I guess they were fairly lucky with the second goal. A good finish for the first, but should he have been given that much space? I don't think the answer is yes.
Goals coming after 10 minutes and then the second after 66. Purkiss with the second. And it was Rusk who got the first, a thunderous shot, and it was a very good strike indeed for the York City midfielder. Naylor to the feet of Adams, turns, goes himself infield, gives it away. Look to play it through the gap. Easy pickings for the York defenders back towards the halfway line. Here's Naylor. Certainly shown more impact on this right wing back position instead of Jimmy Turner. Ball's back in towards the halfway line. Adams lets it go through his legs. Here's Rogers. Of course, Lee Vaughan back for next Saturday. He will come straight back into his team. Now Rogers is brought down. The referee finally is going to give a yellow card. And, well, I mean, it wasn't the best of challenges, but the referee showing his inconsistency there.
Yeah, I mean, it's Mark Greaves, the substitute that's come on the field and been booked, but for me, the number 20, Andy McWilliams, an awful challenge. Well, I say an awful challenge, very similar to Andy Brown's at least, which should have warranted a yellow card, but that's the first yellow card for York City.
Remember, you can have your say after the game with Adam Green here at the ground. 01743 248 321. It's going to be a lively verdict this evening. Naylor gets it in, headed clear, strikes Blakeman on the chest. Telford need to get a goal back out to Naylor. Oh dear. Well, he had a shot and it went over. That's all you need to know with that one. Naylor just runs away, puts his hand up in the air, and it's going to be a goal kick. Just looking at the stopwatch, we're into the last minute of this game. Injury time to be played as well. And the referee making sure the goalkeeper takes it early. The York fans making themselves heard. Still that disallowed goal after 71 minutes is going to grumble a lot of people. What was your take on it? Give us a call after the game. Let us know. 01743 248 321. Should it have been a Telford goal?
Yes.
Whitehead heads it back into the York area. You've had your say.
Thought you were asking me my opinion then. Yes, it should.
Ryan Young clears it back into the centre circle. Cowan goes across. Here's Forsdick. Oh, Forsdick caught in possession. Cowan is beaten as well. Here's Graves. Purkiss gets it through. Sojay on the back post. Ryan Young has to dive to save it. They need a goal still, don't they? Ryan Young high in the air. They're waiting to see how many minutes of added on time are going to be played. Well, Keeler's waiting for the ball. McBreen gets there ahead of him. 3 minutes added on. Sojay, McWilliams, midway inside the Telford half. Rogers waiting. Forsdick. And goes out of play for a goal kick. Forsdick just showing that he hasn't had too many games, just hasn't quite got up to speed yet.
No, he hasn't. I think he's shown what Telford have been lacking, though, that bit of momentum going forward down the left-hand side. Meredith's done very well in his time at Telford, as a left-back more often than not. But Forsdick, I think, is just a bit more natural on the ball. We'll always look to run at defenders, and clearly that's what Telford have lacked down the left. But again, it's a shame really that Telford have to call upon him to play in this game, because let's face it, he's nowhere near match fit.
Chambers wanted to, Larry Chambers that is, wanted to throw the spare ball on, but they're not playing that policy today, so they had to get the other ball back, and the fourth official gave him a telling off. Here's Adams. Can he get a late goal, as he has done, proven to be the Telford hero? No. Balls given away by Rogers, picked up by Whitehead though inside the centre circle, back out towards that left hand side. Brown chests it down, Forsdick gets across, Forsdick penalty spot, headed away, appeals for a penalty. Referee wasn't looking, back in towards the Telford half. Keeler does well against Sojay.
No chance for a penalty, that one. Unfortunately, the ball nowhere near the man, and Adams goes down, but nothing doing. 1.5 minutes left of this tie at the Newbuck's Head. Moore looks to get a cross in. The blessing for Telford is that it's a two-legged semi-final. Now here's Sojay up against three defenders. Whitehead's got his back turned, shoots! Oh, strikes that Marshall again. Luckily, I'm glad to say, because otherwise it looked like it was going in towards the left-hand corner. Well, 2-0 gives them half a chance. Telford 3-0, no chance at all, and that's pretty much what Cowan was saying in probably no uncertain terms to Andy Keeler there. Just let his man go forward, and well, York finishing stronger now. Here they come again on the right-hand side. Purkiss, who got the second goal, tackled by Adams. Out towards the edge of the area, back in towards the penalty spot. Naylor clears it up towards the centre circle. Still it's going. BBC Radio Shropshire. Telford 0, York City 2. What's going on? Everybody's just standing around still. Well, York fairly happy with just conceal the second, the 2-0 goal. McBreen may get himself through. Whitehead's got stuck in the ground. McBreen goes to ground. No free kick given. Blakeman carries it away. It's Gillingham 2, Shrewsbury 2. Holt with a late equaliser for the Shrews in League 2 against Gillingham, who are 5th in the division. Here's Cowan now. And both sets of players looked very tired indeed. It's been a very tense afternoon here on BBC Radio Shropshire at the Newbuck's Head. Adams carries it forward. Come on, John, get a late goal for Telford, as he has done a number of times before. Naylor midway inside the York half, passes it down the line. Rogers slips to the ground. And the referee blows his whistle. The York fans, you can hear in the background, are cheering. And York, well, they're celebrating, aren't they, already? There's still a lot to do, but it's going to be 2 goals behind as they go to the Kit Kat Crescent next Saturday in the FA Trophy, the second leg of a semi.